Hey guys, so welcome back to another reaction. So I read your comments. I read every single comment on the Mr. Morale album, and thank you all so much, all for all of the positive words and the new subscribers. Like it's a little overwhelming, but it feels really nice. And I've heard you guys loud and clear that I need to watch the Heart Part 5 music video, apparently. So that's what we're doing today. In regards to the other Kendrick Lamar albums, I will be reacting to those and posting them, but I'm gonna wait to post them until I can do timestamps. Right now, YouTube says my channel hasn't been around long enough to do timestamps or pin comments without submitting my ID, which I'm not going to do. But it says if I just keep posting videos and being active on YouTube, that eventually I will unlock those features. So I am going to do those reactions. I'm going to edit them, but I won't post them until I've unlocked that however long that takes. They said it takes about 2 months, so I should be coming up on that pretty soon. So just stay tuned for that. But yeah, I know with the Mr. Morale album, a lot of people talked about timestamps, and I put them in the description, and then somebody else put them in the comments for me. I can't even pin that comment, unfortunately, but yeah, I will be fixing that as soon as YouTube lets me, and I'm just not even going to bother uploading the other album reactions once I do them to YouTube until I've unlocked those features. But I will go ahead and do this one, the Heart Part 5 music video, because, it's 5 minutes and 42 seconds, and I will be pausing for copyright stuff. Yeah, so I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to see, everybody said you gotta watch it to better understand it. So yeah, I'm really excited. Let's get into it.
As I get a little older, I realize life is perspective, and my perspective may differ from yours. I want to say thank you to everyone that's been down with me. All my fans, all my beautiful fans. Anyone who's ever gave me a listen. All my people.
I come from a generation of pain where murder is minor. Rebellious and more jealous, a chip you for designer. Belt buckles and cloud overzealous and prone to violence. Make their own turn, be aware of the will alignment. Residue burn, missed at the inner city. Miscommunication to keep homo detector busy. No protection is risky. Desensitized, I vandalize pain. Covered up and camouflage, get used to hearing arsenal rain. Analyze, risk your life, take the charge. Homies, don't fuck your baby mama once you hit the yard. That's culture. 23-hour lockdown. Then somebody called, said your little nephew was shot down. The culture's involved. I done seen niggas do 17, hit the halfway house, get out and get his brains blown out, looking to buy some weed, car washes played out, new GoFundMe accounts to proceed, a brand new victim of shatter those dreams, the culture.
So just pausing because copyright stuff, but so far, yeah, it's good. I love his energy, the way he's moving. I'm not sure if there's like a deeper meaning to the way he's moving, but I like it. There's clearly, he's a performer, he has a lot of passion. So yeah, I am loving it so far. I've already gone through the lyrics in my Mr. Morale album reaction, but we can take a little closer look at them. I do have them pulled up on Genius. As I get a little older, I realize life is perspective, and my perspective may differ from yours. Yeah, that's essentially what I studied when I was getting my degree in anthropology, was how life is perspective, how everybody has like a different viewpoint. When in anthropology, when you think of your perspective, your worldview, your culture as being the best or um, the right way to do things, like people need to, other cultures are wrong, my culture is right. In anthropology, we call that ethnocentrism. It's something that anthropologists really, discourage because it limits you in how you can talk with, interact, empathize with the other groups of people, and it kind of negates the purpose of anthropology, which is to study other cultures, other perspectives in the world. Sometimes, yeah, there's judgment. I remember like there, I mean, because there's some cultures that are not good. I think of a lot of like the problems in with like misogyny and rape and stuff within like, Egypt or in India. But the thing anthropologists, while we can condemn certain actions, like one of the things that we talked about in my class was FGM, female genital mutilation in certain countries. And the things that we, talk about is you can condemn certain actions or certain aspects of a culture because there are always going to be people within any culture that cause harm, that do harm, that exploit or that, hurt people, others within the culture even. And so it's to say, don't condemn the whole culture for like some of the bad practices, because we all have bad practices and belief systems that are considered maybe problematic depending on your world perspective. So just, I don't know, a little tidbit rant so I can justify pausing. Let's keep going.
I want the hood. Look what I done for you. Look what I done for you.
I said I do this for my culture.
I'm sorry. Is that OJ? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep watching. I'm just gonna keep watching.
To let y'all know what a nigga look like in a bulletproof Rover. In my mama's sofa was a doodle popper, hair trigger, walk up closer. Ain't no photoshopping, friends bipolar. Grab you by your pockets, no option if you froze up.
Okay.
I always play the offense. Niggas going to work and selling work, late for work. Working late, praying for work, but he on paperwork. That's the culture, point the finger, promote ya. Remote location, witness protection, they go hold ya. The streets got me fucked up, y'all can miss me.
I'm sorry.
I wanna represent for us.
I recognize this face. Hang on. I'm gonna Google it, see who I think it is before I don't want to sound stupid. Hang on. Okay, yeah, I was right. That's Jesse Smollett. I didn't want to sound. I had to look up just to be sure because it looked familiar, but I what? So okay. I'm starting to get some ideas. I don't want to speak too soon. Yeah, he's the one who lied about being a victim of a hate crime. So we have OJ, Kanye, and Jesse. I'm gonna keep watching. I have some ideas, but I don't want to speak on them too soon. I'm gonna wait.
New paperwork. Niggas going to work and selling work, late for work. Working late, praying for work, but he on paperwork. That's the culture, point the finger, promote ya. Remote location, witness protection, they go hold ya. The streets got me fucked up, y'all can miss me. I wanna represent for us. New revolution was up and moving. I'm in Argentina, wiping my tears, full of confusion. Water in between us, another peer's been executed. History repeats again. Make amends, then find a nigga with the same skin to do it. But that's the culture, crack a bottle. Hard to deal with the pain when you're sober. By tomorrow, we forget the remains, we start over. That's the problem. Our foundation was trained to accept whatever follows. Dehumanized, insensitive, scrutinized the way we live for you and I. Enemy shook my hand, I can promise I'll meet you in a land where no equal is your equal. Never say I ain't told ya. Nah, in a land where hurt people hurt more people. Fuck calling it culture.
Okay, and then there's Will Smith, and he had just said the line, in a land where hurt people hurt more people, and that is, oh, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Yeah, hurt people. And preemptively, and I could be speaking too soon, but what I'm thinking this is trying to explain and show is, so you have, these black men who have been widely criticized, right? In the media, by people for their words, their actions. A lot of them a lot of them are problematic, right? You could say maybe there might be people who would say that they are bad, representations of the culture. But I think what Kendrick is saying is they are products of the culture. Like, they're products of the problematic things in the culture. The way that, like, black people have been exploited in this country, have been, um, severely abused and mistreated in this country. And that has consequences. And it's like when, you've got somebody who's from, who's born into like an abusive household where there's physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional, mental abuse, whatever, neglect. And then they grow up to be abusers themselves. And so you can be like, it's the cycle of abuse, it's the cycle of violence. And while if they weren't ever in that situation, who knows what kind of person they would be. They probably wouldn't be this, abuser. And so I thinking there's something analogous to this as to what Kendrick's saying is, black people have suffered this abuse, and we routinely criticize black people, in this case, black men, who essentially are victims of the abuse, the racism, the system, that they have to operate in. But when we levy those criticisms, we don't ever take into consideration, the environment, the society, the systems that shaped, helped put them on that path, helped, you know, guide those actions. And you can't criticize people without taking a deeper look at the culture that they've operated in or that they were put into. And I know that that's him not disparaging, obviously, he's not disparaging black culture, but it's still important to acknowledge the problematic things about it, whether it's, whether that's, their fault or not, or the reasons and stuff. We have to look at the reasons, we have to change those problematic behaviors. That kind of thing. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. I'm probably saying this like poorly, but I feel like I'm kind of rambling a bit. But yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting so far. Was Will Smith problematic at this time? Had the slap already happened? I don't remember, but with the first three men, that's the vibe I'm getting. And then with that line,
Promise I meet you in a land where no equal is your equal. Never say I ain't told you. Nah, in a land where hurt people hurt more people. Fuck calling it culture.
oh, and then the fuck calling it culture, like saying, fuck claiming the bad stuff as our culture, because it's the bad, this, all these, like, sort of, as I say bad, they are products. We shouldn't claim it because they're not necessarily products of us and the good that we create. They're products of the oppressive, racist, inequitable system that we've been sort of forced to operate within. And we shouldn't be giving, they're gonna be like hating and criticizing on us. And I say us like, I'm, from Kendrick's perspective, like maybe like black people, black men, So let's not give like them a reason to feel validated in those beliefs. Like, yes, we can acknowledge that this comes from the system and that it's hurting people, but let's not call that like culture. That's, we don't want to say like abuse is part of our culture. So fuck calling it culture. That's what I'm taking from it. Again, yeah, I might be wrong, but yeah, that's kind of how I'm perceiving that.
I want the hood. Look what I done for you. Look what I done for you. Take the drums out.
Ooh, that bass. That's nice.
Celebrate new life when it come back around. The purpose is in the lessons we learning now. Sacrifice personal gain over everything, just to see the next generation better than ours. I wasn't perfect, the skin I was in that truly suffered. Temptation and patience, everything that the body nurtures. I felt the good, I felt the bad, and I felt the worry. But all in all, my productivity has stayed urgent. Face your fears, always knew that I would make it here, where the energy is magnified and persevered. Consciousness is synchronized and crystal clear. Euphoria is glorified and made his. Reflecting on my life and what I done. Paid dues, made rules change out of love. Them same views made schools change curriculums, but didn't change me staring down the barrel of that gun. Should I feel resentful I didn't see my full potential? Should I feel regret about the good that I was into? Everything is everything, this ain't coincidental. I woke up that morning with more heart to give you. As I bleed through the speakers, feel my presence. To my brother, to my kids, I'm in heaven.
Okay. So we have Kobe, and I know this is Nipsey Hussle because it was one of Screwface Jean's video. I can't remember if it was like his video about like the Pop Out concert or if it was maybe about like the GNX album. But he had brought up in one of his videos, he brought up Nipsey Hussle and he explained the impact that he had and how he was taken from this world way too soon at 33. And so after that video, I got curious and I looked him up, and because I wanted to learn more. And he died at 33 gunshots, but he had done a lot for his community, giving back. And I know that Kobe Bryant did the same. So it's like he's contrasting the bad with the good. And there was some lines that he had said that I guess hit a little differently now that I'm watching this. I want the hood to want me back. Sacrifice personal gain over everything just to see the next generation better than ours. I wasn't perfect. The skin I was in, I had truly suffered. Temptation, impatience, everything the body nurtures. I felt the good, I felt the bad, I felt the worry. But all in all, my productivity had stayed urgent. Reflecting on my life and what I'd done, paid dues, made rules, change out of love. And then them same changes made schools change curriculums, but didn't change me staring down the barrel of a gun. So him changing, and I think probably similar to like the good work that Kobe Bryant and Nipsey Hussle did for their communities, doesn't change the system in which they exist. But they can still do a lot of good, affect a lot of lives, maybe make it so less people have to feel the blunt force of the effects that our systems, that of the systems that we've built in this country. That's the kind of thematic themes I'm getting here.
Everything is everything, this ain't coincidental. I woke up that morning with more heart to give you. As I bleed through the speakers, feel my presence. To my brother, to my kids, I'm in heaven. To my mother, to my sis, I'm in heaven. To my father, to my wife, I'm serious, this is heaven. To my friends, make sure you count them blessings. To my fans, make sure you make them investments. And to the killer that spared up my demise, I forgive you, just know your soul's in question. I seen the pain in your pupil when that trigger had squeezed. And though you did me gruesome, I was surely relieved. I completed my mission, wasn't ready to leave, but fulfilled my days, my creator was pleased. I can't stress how I love y'all. I don't need.
And he talks about, him being killed and the bullet. Um, I mean, I'm sure he could be talking from a number of perspectives, but since he had just had Nipsey Hussle's face on him, that makes me think maybe that line is like almost like from Nipsey's perspective, like up in heaven, how he feels about his legacy now, from in the afterlife or whatever. Hi, future editing Christian here. But while I was editing, I've been thinking about this video and this album a lot. And last night when I was going to bed, I had a thought, how he used these faces on him. And so like maybe that's a representation of him. Maybe that's like a representation of him seeing either himself in them or them in himself a bit. And so then I thought about, while I was editing, the looking at it like chronologically, the video. And this is all like, first off, this is all hinged on the idea that my initial interpretations are at least on the right track, right? So if looking at it chronologically, it's Kendrick, as if like, a clean slate, Kendrick birthed into the world, a clean slate. And then, but growing up in Compton and internalizing maybe some of the more like toxic or problematic ideas or behaviors that growing up in an environment like that can elicit. And I mean, anybody who's grown up in like a problematic environment understands this. Like you have to, it's like a conscious effort to really unlearn a lot of those things. And so maybe, so it's Kendrick and then it's, the OJ, Kanye, Jesse, Will, like these more considered problematic men. And so it's like that's where he was at one point in his early life. And then, it goes back to Kendrick. He's finding himself. And then it goes into like Kobe and Nipsey, right? And so maybe that's either where he sees himself now that he's like gone through therapy and healed, or maybe that's an aspiration, like where he wants to see himself. Like that's why he's doing this therapy and healing, so he can be that. But I don't know. It was just, I thought maybe there's potentially a story within, the cinematography and the order in which he chooses to show these faces in the video. Because I feel like with Kendrick, nothing is coincidental or accidental. It's calculated, it's meticulous, it's purposeful. And so, I'm of course trying to read into everything. And I think that, there's a message even just within the order in which it's Kendrick, these men, Kendrick, these other men. Potentially. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That's just, and I'm trying to figure out a good place to stick this. So anyway, those were just some thoughts. Let me know what you think. That's just kind of the things that I've been thinking about since, because this has just been kind of, I've been mulling it over in my head since I've last listened to it. So yeah.
Being flesh just a hug, y'all. The memories recollect just because, y'all. Celebrate me with respect. The unity we protect is above all. And Sam, I be watching over you. Make sure my kids watch all my interviews. Make sure you live out our dreams we produce. Keep that genius in your brain on the move. And to my neighborhood, let the good prevail. Make sure them babies and the leaders out of jail. Look for salvation when troubles get real. Cause you can't help the world until you help yourself. And I can't blame the hood the day that I was killed. You had to see it, that's the only way to feel. And though my physical won't reap the benefits, the energy they carry on admit still, I want you.
And it's like almost like Nipsey, he feels like maybe like Nipsey is passing the torch to him because I think they're both from like the same area or near the same area, like Los Angeles. I know Kendrick's from Compton, and it in the Wikipedia that I had read on Nipsey a while ago, I think he said it was like, is it Crenshaw? I don't know if that's in Compton. I don't know. You can let me know that in the comments. But maybe he feels like that weight, that responsibility to keep up both what Nipsey and Kobe did for the community. Like he's channeling that energy. Yeah. Um I mean, if I'm right on my take on this, I think that that's really beautiful. If I've missed something or if I've misunderstood something, please let me know in the comments. This is your first reaction, just kind of, I mean, I've heard the song before on the album, but this is my first reaction to the video and kind of just processing what it means from like an outsider perspective. So, yeah, please, if I've misinterpreted something or if I just missed something, please let me know. But this is kind of how I'm interpreting it so far. So yeah, I thought this is really well done. I don't know how they did that. Like, I mean, was it like AI or I mean, was it some sort of VFX, some sort of probably film effect, special effect. So yeah, but that was really cool. That was really cool. And I mean, he performed that really well. I mean, it looks like one take. So, I mean, I don't know, but I really enjoyed that. So, thank you guys for telling me to watch this video. I feel like it definitely helped illuminate some of the lyrics for me. I also think by the time that I got to this song, because it's the last song on the album, I was all pretty tired. My brain was starting to hurt and I was emotional. I just finished being emotional too. So I think I was feeling that as well. But this definitely helped me. I think I hope better understand this song than just listening to it. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna react to those albums, but I'm gonna post them once I can do timestamps. If there's anything else, I think I'm gonna react to Tyler the Creator. I was talking with my partner. We were sitting and I was reading everybody's comments. And I was like, oh, yeah, they've been saying I should react to Tyler the Creator. And I was like, and I've been wanting to check him out because I don't think I've heard a single thing by him, at least not to my knowledge. And he was like, what the fuck? So he's like, yeah, that and J. Cole, you got to react to those. So, yeah, he seconded those reaction requests as well. So I will be doing some of those, but I'm also going to be, doing videos that I want to do for myself. I hope that you guys like them and watch them, but I have other ideas too. So this channel is probably going to be a bit eclectic. I'm not a very niche type person. So yeah, just I hope that you like what kind of stuff I'm putting out and my thoughts and my takes on these reactions. Yeah, thanks. Bye.